Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Smack Talk live on YouTube.com. It is Global MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony the Hitman Florio and the Twisted Angel Dee Woodson. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are talking about Smack Live because of the late start. And as a matter of fact, Anthony and Dee, you guys are going to be running a two-day completely missed the show. I can't for me to cover. So I'm just going to give it to you guys. I'm going to let you guys run it out, and we're just going to go from there. All right. So we started the show off basically with a lot of recaps from what happened last week, especially when it relates to a lot of stuff. I mean, it talked about the return of Dane, talked about the post fight beatdown that he suffered from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We're gonna get through that and what's gonna happen next with that. Plus, on top of that, we had a lot of action this evening. We started it off with a tag team fight. Randy Orton, the United States Heavyweight Champion, and Bobby Roode as they teamed up to take on Jinder Mahal and Rusev. The winners of the bout in this matchup was Jinder Mahal and Rusev getting the big victory as Rusev hits Randy Orton kick. And yes, it's celebration time. It's Rusev Day with the big win. All right, Anthony Florio, you get to lead off on this match.
Well, I'll tell you, MF, this was a very good match, to be honest with you. I was concerned about Sunil Singh. I mean, I thought he would have been a detriment to the bout, but Rusev replacing him, I thought was a smart decision. And I'm going to give this 3 to 3.25 stars for the effort. This was a very good tag team match. This match alone was better than everything we saw on Raw last night combined. That's how good this match was. So with this match alone, Smackdown Live already won the week, hands down, and it's going to get better from here on out. But nonetheless, the finish was well executed. The broadcast team put over Rusev, pinning the United States Heavyweight Champion Randy Orton, and it's because of that, MF, we have an indemnity to our United States Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania. It's no longer a triple threat match with Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Jinder Mahal. No. It's now a fatal four-way. Rusev has been added. Rusev Machka. No doubt about that. So 3 to 3.25 stars. Great indemnity to the U.S. title fight. We got a four-way. It's going to be something. So nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, come on in. 3 to 3.25 stars for me. One of the top fights of the night, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'll agree with the rating. It was a very good match. Very strong. Was not surprised that Jinder decided not to use Singh. Was a tad bit surprised to see Rusev out there, but yes, it now is a fatal four-way at WrestleMania. So not much more I had to say about it. Let's move on.
And we switch gears now from the men to the women as our second fight of the evening. It was Becky Lynch going up to Riot from the Riot Squad, winner Becky Lynch, and Dee Woodson. Well, I guess. Well, no, we'll wait till later in the evening. I guess we'll talk about the elephant in the room. Big news that I heard earlier today. We'll get into that in a little bit because there's a lot of conflicting reports, even from our very own sources, that they're really causing a lot of confliction on us. So go ahead. Let's talk about the match. Becky Lynch and Ruby Riott.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good match. Becky, of course, came out strong. Riot, came out and, she held her own. In the end, Becky was able to pull off the victory, but she wasn't even able to celebrate before the rest of the squad basically came in, started attacking her. She basically fought off the whole squad in the end so that she could actually, celebrate her win there at the end. But yeah, I thought this was a fairly good match. I'm going to give it probably about 2.5 stars. So not much more I have to say about it. So Florio, it's yours.
2.5 star match, without a doubt. Strong performance from both. And Becky Lynch, let's just say it was an interesting night for her. We're not going to give too much of that away. So we're just gonna park it there. So you nailed it. A solid match for what it was. Michael Bullock, we got to catch you up here because you joined us just a little bit late. We got to talk about the opening tag team match with Randy Orton and Bobby Roode against Jinder Mahal, or as we call him, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev, with Jinder Mahal and Rusev winning the match in 16 minutes, as well as this women's matchup with Becky Lynch and Ruby Riott. So, Michael Bullock, let's get your thoughts on all of this.
All right. As far as the tag team match goes, I mean, I'll give it about 3 to 3.25 stars. I mean, it was much better than what they originally had for the tag team match when it was supposed to be Jinder Mahal and Sunil Singh. And if that still had gone down, that would have been train wreck and disaster written all over. But enter Rusev, and boy, howdy, we got ourselves a much better match here. So 3 to 3.25 stars. And what was the time of the fall of the women's match?
We don't have one. We're just gonna have to wing it here.
All right. Oh, what did you rate it, Florio?
I gave it a solid 2.5. I don't know about you.
I agree. I'll give it about 2.5 stars. I mean, it was a fine match for what it was and the amount of time it did get, and it gives Becky Lynch some kind of momentum going into that women's battle royal at WrestleMania. So we'll wait and see how it all plays out. But 2.5 stars, and nothing more to say. Let's just move right along, Fletch.
And what I believe is probably going to be a consensus here of segment of the night, Daniel Bryan comes out, basically gets a hero in the city of Pittsburgh. Why not? He deserves it. And basically, what happens next is Kevin, he actually makes a proposition to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, basically saying, you guys get an opportunity at WrestleMania. You fight me and Shane McMahon in a match. If you win, you're back on Smackdown Live. If you remain fired from WWE. Well, I'm kind of guessing that this is going to be, yes, that the fight is going to happen. Take a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen, because a lot of stuff is happening in the few days that could this match. And no, we're not talking on the side of Daniel Bryan. Daniel's fine. He is fit to go. He's medically cleared. He will compete at WrestleMania. Shane McMahon, on the other hand, is a completely different story. Apparently, after he left, went on a vacation and suffered a function. On top of that, because of where he got power bombed onto ladder-like structure, he also suffered a hernia. And right now, Shane McMahon is literally 50-50 as it relates to him going to Mania. We do not know if Shane will be physically fit or will be good to go for Mania on 2 weeks from 12 nights. So That's why I say it. Take it with a grain of salt. And right now, it's tentative. This match is tentative to happen. We do not know if it will or not. But with that, Michael Bullock, give me your thoughts on it. I'm pretty sure segment of the night.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this was definitely the segment of the night. I mean, Daniel Bryan, I mean, showing who he is. I mean, basically how he's fought hard to get back to the ring after nearly 2 years, and basically saying, you know what? I mean, like he said last week, Shane McMahon was right about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and look what happened. But he says, you know what? This is still SmackDown Live. This is the land of the opportunity. So I'm gonna give him this. If Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, if Shane and Daniel win, then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn remain fired. But if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win, they get their jobs back. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how Shane McMahon's going to be leading up to WrestleMania. I mean, will he be cleared in time for the match? But either way, I'm going on the record as saying this: Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan are winning that match. I'm already going on the record of it. I mean, Daniel Bryan, he just got cleared, and in his first match, you're going to have him lose. I think WWE will be stupid if they did that. I mean, and plus, it's at the place where Daniel Bryan had his triumphant moment 4 years ago, and we all remember that, right, guys? It was the night where WrestleMania became Yeselmania, when Daniel Bryan beat Triple H and then beat Randy Orton and Batista to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So it should be interesting, but I got Daniel Bryan's team winning. So nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, I guess all we can say about it is yes, 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 yes.
Yep, that's what we can say. I would love to see Shane and Daniel win at the pay-per-view, but after watching last night's Raw, I would not be surprised if they screw Daniel Bryan over on his first match. How? I'm not sure. Kevin thinks it's Shane that could possibly screw the whole thing over. But I don't know. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens with this match, whether these two actually are fired or not. But going back to the segment, this definitely was the segment of the night. And for the first time, we actually had Daniel explain himself and why he turned against Shane for all this stuff we had to go through that we were getting so sick of watching these two feud and them using AJ Styles and them, and everything with this Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn thing that they had going on. Well, now Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens finally crossed that line a couple of weeks ago and then crossed it again last week. So, now we have the land of opportunity match here. Their fate is in their hands. Whatever happens, whether Owens and Zayn wins or loses, the fate is in Owens and Zayn's hands. This match was made that way so that, if they screw themselves over, they screw themselves over. It's like what Vince said back when we had the Montreal controversy. If they lose, then they've screwed themselves. That's the way this match was made. This is Vince McMahon's son. He's the one who has the final say of whether this match is going to happen or not because of his injury. But we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens here. But yeah, this definitely segment of the night. Definitely very strong promo for Daniel Bryan and very, very informative, storyline based, and definitely makes you look forward to hopefully seeing this match if Shane's actually cleared to actually do it, which I wouldn't be surprised even if Shane's not cleared that he still ends up going into this match. So, because that's just who Shane McMahon is. He's a McMahon. That McMahons do whatever the heck they want. So, not much more I have to say about it. Florio, it's yours.
Segment of the night, without a doubt. I think that was the most intense I've seen Daniel Bryan since 4 years ago when he had that epic rivalry with the Authority. We all remember that. We all remember the intensity and the passion he showed during the Authority feud. But this, I thought, may be the most intense promo I ever saw. I mean, that's almost like what I would have done if it was me, honestly. I mean, he said, I was sick and tired of the Blazer, sick and tired of meetings and paperwork and the whole 9 yards. Now that he's cleared to wrestle again, his days as general manager are winding down. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe after WrestleMania, we get ourselves a new GM of Smackdown Live. So Daniel Bryan can focus on his in-ring career. Endless possibilities out of this. But we'll get down, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Now, MF, I have to respectfully disagree with you. Well, not respectfully disagree with you. I have to respectfully correct you here. You said if this match happens, no. It's official, brother. It's gonna happen. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on their Twitters, they confirmed it. They accepted the challenge. It's on.
Well, the thing that okay, yes, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn both accepted the challenge, and granted, that is true. It is on. However, is Shane McMahon physically fit and ready for Mania? 12 nights and a hernia that he suffered. Brock Lesnar suffered a similar injury, and he was out for months.
True.
That's the one concern I have. Is Shane gonna be ready for WrestleMania? Because right now, he's the ultimate wild card in this fight if this happens or not. If Shane can't go, the only logical thing I could think of is a triple threat. Owens versus Zayn versus Bryan. Or a mystery tag team partner for Bryan where he gets to pick to battle against Zayn and Owens. That's the only way. There's a lot of scenarios that still needs to be affected. If Shane can go, great. If he can't go, now the door opens for a whole bunch of things.
Right. So, well, now I gotta try to get my train of thought here back. All right. Got sidetracked there by MF there, but all right, I got it now. Another great promo from Daniel Bryan, delivering a strong and emotional promo and selling the Mania match well. You can tell he is locked in and completely fired up about his return. Wouldn't you be? That's all I can say on that. So, nothing more to say here. This was the segment of the night, without a doubt. The fight's official. take it for what it's worth. Take it with a grain of salt. Read into it what you will. So I know Shano's the wild card here. I know he's got the diverticulitis and the hernia and all that. But you messaged me earlier, Matt. You messaged me earlier this evening about your triple threat scenario. So we'll see what happens. We got one more week to build this thing. We got one more SmackDown Live to go in Nashville, Smashville, next week, the home of the Western Conference champion Nashville Predators, and who knows, maybe possibly Stanley Cup champions this year. I wouldn't put it past it. So nothing more to say. We'll get into that down the line, maybe Friday night. But for right now, let's move on, Matt.
All right. And with that said, we will move on. And the next thing that we had on the show, after that epic promo by Daniel Bryan, we got some more in-ring action as it was. Well, actually, not only that, but also they did make it official. Anthony, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev in the Fatal 4-Way for the U.S. title at WrestleMania. Then we had a match, as it was the Bludgeon Brothers, as they went up against members of the New Day, Xavier Woods and Big E. And when it was all said and done, well, let's just say the fight got thrown out, DQ, because the tag team champions decided to show up and wanted to get some of the Bludgeons. Yeah, I don't mind that, man. Bludgeons tried to cause a little trouble in the house. And the Usos are like, hey, wait a minute. We're the champions. We've been this since day one-ish. You come and get it, boys, man. We're going to throw your asses into the Uso penitentiary. Well, maybe not the best idea because, guys, at WrestleMania, we got ourselves now a triple threat for the tag team titles. The Usos, the New Day, and the Bludgeons. Oh my. Let's go. All right, who leads off on this? All right, do you guys want to call a cutout?
I say the match was a cutout, Matt. I mean, it was only
All right.
a 3-minute bout. But if
Yeah, it's a cutout.
If you want us to
cut out
the tag team title fight itself, I'm more than happy to.
All right, then let's talk about the triple threat then at Mania.
Well,
Lawyer, you lead
I'll
off.
give you a brief thought about the match because I know your inquiring mind wants to know. They all brawl post-fight, with the Bludgeons attacking with their hammers and standing tall. It was not much of an actual match. That's why I call cutout. But it was just another solid setup angle for the Mania triple threat that's coming. And it's coming. We're going to get it. And if they're smart, yeah, emphasize if. Big if. I mean, especially after the cheap garbage we got treated to last night in Dee Woodson's neck of the woods. They better put this on the main card. This does not belong on the kickoff show. But with our luck, they're probably going to put it on the kickoff show anyway because we don't have enough room for all these matches on the main card. At least 3 of these are going to be dropped to the pre-show. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of them. I'm hoping this is not one of them. They deserve to be on the main card, especially the Usos. They deserve their WrestleMania moment. You better put this on the main card. I don't know which matches are going to be on the pre-show. With my luck, they'll probably bump the cruiserweights to the pre-show. I wouldn't put anything past it, even though it is the finals for the championship and it's a damn good final and it's the one I wanted, honestly, one that I'm aching with excitement about. But this fight here, I don't know if this is going to be a regulation wrestling match. They'll probably keep it that way. But if they're smart, they'll make this maybe some sort of, gimmick match, like a ladder match or a street fight or something. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But the excitement level is right up there. No doubt about it. It could go down as one of the greatest tag team championship matches in WrestleMania history. Of course, we all know the 2 greatest, 1A and 1B, TLC 1 and 2. Well, as they called it, the triangle ladder match at 16. and then TLC 2, 17. We all know those will forever be the two greatest tag team title matches in WrestleMania history. This one could give it a run for its money. You think of the body of work of these three teams, the speed and the quickness of the Usos and the New Day, and then you throw in the vicious, savage, power, strong style of the Bludgeons. That's a recipe for excitement. That's a recipe for a man fight right there. So, if I'm going to be real honest, I think the SmackDown Tag Team title match at WrestleMania is going to be better than the Raw Tag Team title match. That's not to say that the Bar and Strowman aren't going to put in the effort. And it all depends on who Strowman's partner will be. I still think it's Lars Sullivan, but we'll see what happens. But for right now, the match was a cutout. Let's not kid ourselves. But the tag team title match at Mania, that's not going to be a cutout. That's going to be awesomeness. And if they're smart, they'll put it on the main card. They better put it on the main card, or else I'm going off. So, nothing more to say here. Michael Boyd, let's get a quick thought from you on this upcoming tag team title fight. Not the match, not this match. This match was cut out all the way. But this tag team title match at WrestleMania, oh my goodness. We're looking at a man fight right here.
Oh, yes, this is definitely going to be a man fight here at WrestleMania with this triple threat for the tag team titles. And I expect utter chaos, especially after what we've seen with these three teams. And I do agree. I think this could be better than the Raw tag team title match. And I'll be quite honest with you, Florio, and I don't know how you're going to feel about it, but maybe the Raw tag team title match, I think, should be the one that's bumped to the kickoff. I mean, I don't know how you feel, but anyway, getting back to...
I agree. I think that should be on the pre-show. I think they'd be smart to do that.
Yeah, all right. I just wanted to make sure how you felt about it. So, yeah. But, yeah, I think this should be really good. How good will it be? We won't find out till Mania, so nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, your thoughts on the triple threat title match at WrestleMania?
About the only thing I'm going to say about the match itself was, I don't think anybody was surprised that the Usos would jump out there. The only surprise I had was actually seeing Woods in the match. I thought it would have been Kofi in there because of the injury. Woods' injury was a little more severe, but it is what it is. As for the Mania match, who didn't see this coming? I mean, after what happened at Fastlane, you pretty much knew this was going to be the way it was going to come out. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Are the Usos and New Day still going to team up against the Bludgeons? Or is this going to be every team for themselves? Because, it's going to be hard for, the New Day and Usos to have a quality match when you have these two big giant men in there that already have destroyed them all once. So I'm thinking that, we'll continue to see them team up at least until they take out Harper and Roland, and then let us have the Uso New Day match that we usually get. But, there's a lot of scenarios that can go down on this match, and there's no telling what's going to come out in the end. But it's definitely a match to look forward to. And, I agree. I think the Raw Tag Team match is the one that needs to be on the pre-show and definitely not this one, because this is definitely the better of the two tag team matches. So not much more I have to say about it. Let's move on, Fletch.
All right, and with that said, we are indeed gonna move on. That we had after that match, call yet another cutout. It depends or not, but it was Dolph Ziggler 1-on-1 with Tyler Breeze. Dolph Ziggler does get the victory here, and more importantly, Ziggler, Tyler Breeze, and Fandango have all declared themselves entrants in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale at WrestleMania. I kind of guess, and I'm going to predict, it's probably going to be on the pre-show. Traditionally, this fight always ends up on the pre-show. I just kind of got a feeling that is going to be where that's going to go. So we're not gonna go too much in it, but we are going to get into the main event of the evening, which was Shinsuke Nakamura, accompanied to the ring tonight by the WWE Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles. And we had Shelton Benjamin with Chad Gable in his corner. One-on-one match, Nakamura versus Benjamin. Shinsuke Nakamura wins the match with the Kinshasa. And then an interesting post-fight thing that breaks out. AJ and Nakamura pretty much get into a nice little exchange of words. Then it turns into a melee. Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable both jump AJ, and then he tees up AJ. Looks like he's going for the Kinshasa on AJ Styles. Nope. He just gives him a little pat on the head and walk off, man. He basically teased the daylights out of us. He didn't pull the trigger. They got the trigger. But he could have. He easily could have pulled the trigger and Kinshasa AJ. But booking 101, you pulled that trigger, you might not be walking out of Mania. But he's definitely getting into AJ's head. That's definitely something he is doing on him. But all right, so I believe this is Michael Bullock who leads off. Bullock, give me. Oh, Anthony, what's up?
I don't know who leads off. I thought it was.
It was Bullock.
Yes, it's Bullock.
Yeah, Bullock.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna say because Florida let
right.
off on the last match.
Yep. I kind of knew. I kind of was like. I kind of thought I was right when I said it the first time. All right, Bullock, front and center. It's yours. Go ahead.
What was the time of the fall again? I couldn't hear.
Nakamura beats Shelton Benjamin. I don't have a time. I'm sorry.
It's 9.5 minutes. It's 9.5 minutes. I got it.
All right, so
19 minutes.
No, 9.5 minutes.
Oh, 9.5. Okay. Go ahead, Bullock.
I'll give it. All right. I'll give it about two. I'll give it about 2.5 stars. I mean, I thought it was a good match to close out the show. But I love the interaction with AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura after the match, and the mind games being played by Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, on AJ Styles. I mean, all I can say is, how is the Phenomenal One going to respond next week with the go home show? But either way, I am really looking forward to this dream match. I mean, WrestleMania 34 can't come fast enough. So, 2.5 stars. I give it to you, D.D. Woodson.
Yeah, I agree. 2.5 stars. It was a good match for what it was worth. It basically showcased to, as Nakamura said, basically showcased to show AJ what he was going to do to him. Although I don't think he realized that AJ did end up helping him with keeping Gable from getting involved in the match. So, it was a good storyline builder to their epic match that we have coming up at WrestleMania. And me, I like the storyline building matches as long as it's a match that's going to move or progress the storyline along, then that's great. If it's a match that's not going to do that, then we don't need it. So this one definitely was storyline building. So very, very good match, and definitely a good little mini promo afterwards to really sink that hook in, to really want to for you to have even more of these two. So not much more I have to say about it. Florio, what's yours?
I'm going to call this the second best fight of the night. I thought the opening match was the fight of the night for me. I'm going to give this 2 3/4 stars. It was a pretty good match with some good energy. Now, I did a little research. You know how much I love to do research. And MF, I'm very surprised you didn't mention this. Do you remember 2013 and 14 when these two had a series of matches in New Japan over the IWGP Intercontinental title as part of the Chaos versus Suzuki Gun War?
Yeah.
And in the G1 2 years in a row?
Yeah.
Not on top of that, it was Shinsuke Nakamura. He won 3-1 over Benjamin in that epic series of matches. Strongly recommend you watch them. I got a little bit into that. I got to tell you. I mean, I love researching, and boy, that research I took in a little earlier. That was some of the best damn research I ever had. Awesome stuff. Strongly recommend you check it out. But nonetheless, like I said, 2 3/4 to 3 for the match. As far as what happened after the match, that's the best hype we've seen so far, with Nakamura getting the styles while also looking dominant. So, all in all, good match, very good match, great energy, and a great post-match to close it. So, yeah, nothing really more to say here except let's get into our overall review on what was a rock solid Smackdown Live and a far better show than that cheap garbage from last night.
All right, and with that said, let's lead it off with the Twisted Angel, the lovely Dee Woodson. What says you, my love? What do tonight?
This was definitely 10 times better than Raw was last night, and definitely was a show that not only delivered but also managed to not only add to WrestleMania but build off of what already is at WrestleMania. And the more you watch these matches and segments, the more with SmackDown this time, the more they are just kind of giving you this little bit, like if you were trying to lead a horse or something, you'd have something in your hand, try to lead them along with food or something like that. And that's kind of what they're doing here. They're giving us a little bit here and just kind of leading us along until we get to April 8th when the actual WrestleMania comes down, and then they give you the whole kit and caboodle here. So this is definitely a very good show, very good. I mean, there wasn't very many low points. Definitely Breeze and Ziggler. That match really, I think it was just a filler match because they're trying to give you something for the Battle Royal. Didn't make much sense. And then you have Lynch and Raya doing the same thing, giving you that little bit to help you, get in the gear for the ladies Battle Royal. I mean, it just every little bit here, I mean, it is tied to WrestleMania, and that's just awesome that they did that. The writers for SmackDown definitely did 10 times better than the writers of Raw, which I know I've already said that. I'm getting really tired, so I'm going to give this a solid 7.5 stars. Very good show. Very proud of SmackDown. They actually nailed it this week, and hoping that, you know, we don't take a step backwards on the go home show. Let's keep this going with momentum forward. Let's keep it to where, you know, like everybody says, that Fletch says, you know, here's my money. Let's get the match going or get the show going. So, you know, let's just hope that they don't take a step backwards like Raw did yesterday. So, not much more I have to say about it. See you all next week.
And I'll take it from here. DDU slightly overscored, but not too much. I'm giving this a solid 6.5 to 7 for this show. Solid show, far and away better than Monday Night Raw, no doubt about it. My only nitpick was that I was hoping for more with Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens, but I assume we'll get that next week on the Go Home show in Nashville. The show also felt newsworthy with the surprise addition of Rusev to the United States Heavyweight Championship match, thus making it a fatal four-way with Orton, Roode, and Mahal, and with additional matches being confirmed, including that tag team matchup. Oh, that tag team match with Bryan and Shane against Owens and Zayn, and of course that triple threat tag team title matchup. But overall, this episode of SmackDown Live was a rock-solid show with more matches being made official for Mania, solid wrestling, and a great segment with Daniel Bryan. So nothing really more to say on this. SmackDown Live far and away won the week. 6.5 to 7 out of 10. Well done, SmackDown Live. Do it again next week in Nashville, and hopefully Monday Night Raw will wake up and do the same thing in Hot Land on Monday night. So 6.5 to 7. Nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, I gave it 6.5 to 7. Didi Woodson gave it 7.5. What says you?
I'll give it a straight up 7. That's how I'm gonna rate this. I mean, everything that SmackDown did tonight, I thought was really good, and yeah, Monday Night Raw, they need to take notes from what they saw here tonight, because the storyline progression, that's how they did it tonight. So yeah, so job well done, SmackDown Live. Let's see if you can keep it up for the Go Home show next week. So nothing more to say. Fletch, if you're ready, give us a quick Mikey's Mindset.
Well, actually, Michael Bullock, I'm not going to do a quick Mikey's Mindset because I want to get you guys out of here. If you guys got work tomorrow, I want to get you guys out of here on an appropriate time. So we're just going to end it right here. Anthony, why don't you come on in, hit us up with the Strictly Sports table. What do we got?
Yes, indeed. Strictly Sports coming up tomorrow, Friday night at 10:30 right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. And, well, let's break it all down. I talked to Derek and the power rankings. He made a typo. We'll get into that in just a minute. Jason Pierre-Paul traded to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Ndamukong Suh signing with the Los Angeles Rams. Will the AAF League succeed? And I'm going to tell you something. That's the story I'm going to have the most vested interest in right there. I've got a lot to say about that, believe it or not. Tyronn Lue taking a leave of absence. Kyrie Irving out for the rest of the regular season. Stephen Curry out with an MCL injury. Dan Hurley, the new head coach of UConn. And in a double main event, we're going to preview the Final Four. Loyola of Chicago against Michigan and Kansas and Villanova. And it's not the NBA Power Rankings. It is indeed the NHL Power Rankings. I brought it up to Derek last night, and Derek corrected it. He admitted he made a botcheroo. It is NHL Power Rankings, not NBA. So let's make that crystal clear right now. NHL Power Rankings. So that all goes down 10:30 Friday night. Nothing more to say. MF, let's put a bow on this thing.
And as always, I want to say thank you to Anthony Florio, Michael Bullock, D. Woodson, as always. And then, as always, next week is Road to WrestleMania week. This is it. The go-home shows, the lead-up, the exciting build to WrestleMania 34. WWE is at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. They are in the building. They just posted the first photo today. It's very raw. It's not, they haven't done anything yet. All they just have done is they laid the tarp down where the floor is going to be. There's a huge gaping hole where the wrestlers will probably be coming out, and you can see the seating and everything else. It is going to be a long process from now until possibly, normally they get it done around next Thursday, next Friday. So keep your eyes peeled on all social media platforms. If we find any new little update on the WrestleMania stage, we will have it posted, as long as we don't get ourselves in trouble. We're going to be very careful. But we got everything covered for you. Again, Friday night, 10:30, another edition of Anthony Florio, and he does Strictly Sports. Monday night is Ridiculously Raw, the go-home show for WrestleMania on the Raw end from Atlanta. Tuesday night, Smackdown Live, the go-home show for WrestleMania from Nashville. Sometime next week, Thursday night, possibly. And now I can't confirm or deny, but I'll find out. But we have done this in the past. Thursday night, special edition of as we do a Wrestling Forum special edition, as we do. Well, actually, it could be Thursday or Friday. We don't know. So sometime next week, NXT TakeOver New Orleans and WrestleMania 34. There's nothing more to say. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting a year. The wait is almost over. Just hang on tight for 12 more nights. We're almost there, guys. One stop on each path. One to the ATL, one in Nashville, and then all roads goes to New Orleans. We'll see you guys Friday night for Strictly Sports. Again, for Anthony Floyo, Dee Woodson, Mike Bullock, this is Good Old MF, Michael Fletcher. Have a good night, everybody, and so long for now. Bye-bye.